Blessed uprising family, greetings, greetings, and welcome to another episode of the Blessed Love podcast with me, Tanya, and Agun Yemek.
Yes, greetings.
Greetings, greetings. That started off kind of rough again. Seemed like we've been away for so long. You know, it's,
Well, that's what you get. You get
we're taking too much time in between.
Yeah.
But we are back
Yeah.
with an awesome movie.
It's a movie or a book.
Movie
we
or a
seem to be on a
book
roll
or-
with that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And mommy actually seen this one recently, because before you either had saw it earlier or, you know, before I did, and I was now coming to see it. But, so we saw it at the same time, and it's called They Cloned Tyrone.
They cloned Tyrone.
Streaming on Netflix. It was #1 streaming for some weeks. When we saw it last week or the week before last week.
Yeah.
And I watched it again this morning, but it wasn't streaming #1 no more. You know, I guess
Oh,
maybe,
okay.
but it was
Somebody
still
picked
in the top 10 if you go into the Netflix thing. But they cloned Tyrone, and directed and written by Joel Taylor, and
A young black man.
young black man. Yes.
I think he has an assistant. What you don't call that an assistant?
Oh,
What would
he
you call his? He
co-wrote with a guy named Tony Rettenmeyer. So they both
Yeah.
wrote and produced this movie. With Jamie Foxx, John Boyega, and I don't know the female's name. Should have got their name.
Should have got her name first.
But she was good.
She was good.
Her Yo-Yo was the name of the movie. Yo-Yo was awesome. So, do you want to say anything about it, or you? Well, let me just give
not really.
what you call it. So, They Cloned Tyrone's name of the movie is based on a place called the Glen, you know, which is a ghetto, you know, one of the many ghettos in America where, you know, black people live.
And I can say, if you don't mind me interrupting, because somehow the word ghetto kind of stuck out in my mind as you said it, because we no longer use that terminology, ghetto. We say the hood, right?
The Hood.
The hood. I know. But I'm saying because ghetto is a word. Ghetto, we got that word from Jerusalem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. The Hood. In the Hood.
But because I think they used ghetto because of the timeline that the movie was filmed in. It was more like a 60s timeline, yeah. So that's why the word ghetto
Okay.
might have
Okay.
been prevalent, yeah.
All right. Ghetto then. Today is the Hood.
It's the hood.
Today is the Hood.
Yeah.
And the main characters are a drug dealer, a pimp,
The prostitute.
and a prostitute.
Yeah.
And they basically, you know, save the day in the movie.
Yes.
So Fontaine was the drug dealer, Yo-Yo was the prostitute, and Slick Charles was the pimp.
Yeah, and Slick Charles was Jamie Foxx.
Was Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Yes, and John Boyega was Fontaine. And doggone it, please, ma'am, forgive me for not getting your name, because it's not like you was not important.
Oh my God.
It's just that, you know, of course, those two stood out because
Yeah.
I knew who they were from other movies. But Yo-Yo, she was awesome. Yeah, she was awesome. And so, this movie was so like, even from the previews, I was like, I got to go see it because they found found out that there was cloning black people under their city. So as soon as I saw that preview, I was like, oh, I gotta see this movie. I need to see how they stumbled upon it, how they found out, and what did they do about it.
Yeah.
And that's basically what the movie is about, how they stumbled upon the cloning and what they did about it. And Ma, have you ever heard of the movie? Like, have you seen it anywhere? Like
What?
Like the preview or anything? Was it?
It pops up on my screen, but I never really looked. Thought I didn't even read the caption or whatever they had up with it, because even the picture that they put up just looks kind of
Like a regular
stupid.
black movie?
Yeah, almost. No,
Yeah.
I don't want to see that. You
Right.
know, and it looked comical. You know what I'm saying? And so it didn't surprise me when we looked at it. It was a comedy. So I was like, oh Lord, a comedy. I don't like comedy, movies. Well, let's see what it is about. That was just my take on it, because I didn't have like a preview like you did. So, and I think somebody talked about it on Black Magic
YouTube.
360.
Oh yeah, on the YouTube channel you watch.
360. Yeah, and I didn't get to see. It was KT.
Oh, KT, the Arch Degree.
Yes, he kind of broke it down, but I did not get to see it because I was on my way out. And I say, yeah, I gotta look at that. But still, I didn't even put two and two together that was the movie. Even, you know what I'm saying? So he was just breaking down something, So it was like that for me. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. Because the movie had just so many things to it.
so many moving parts.
So many things to it. And when I just read about when I just looked up who wrote the movie, and if you look at the little information they give, they call it a black exploitation movie. And that's because when you watch the movie, it's so many things, that's quote unquote specific to black people. The pimp, the drug dealer, the prostitute, the gang violence, the chick, the fried chicken, the perm, the church, all those things.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, is what they associate with black
of
people.
our culture.
Yeah.
That's our culture.
Yeah,
That's
it's like our culture. Black
how we
culture. It's
roll.
black culture, especially Black American culture. So that word popped up, and when you watch the movie, it was all those things. It was the comedy, like you said, but you had also said, man, if it wasn't a comedy, the information that was coming through, you'd have been scared or traumatized or something about what this movie was talking about. In overtly, invertly, overcover, undercover. You'd be like, hot dog, hot diggity dog. Oh damn. They are cloning Tyrone.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was maybe necessary. That part was necessary.
You
The
mean
comedy part.
I think so.
The comedy
I
part.
think so. It
very
helped.
necessary.
Yeah, it helped a lot.
Right.
You can, because you're laughing in it, and it's not shocking to the mind. It didn't come across where you had to say, oh my God, that's what they do. That's why they, you don't get that energy. You're laughing. It's like, look how many clones of Tyrone. You're going through this really, it's emotional. It's not but not emotional in a bad way. It's more of a happy kind of emotional thing. You're like, you know, so you had that balance of what was really happening that could be traumatic and the comedy part. So I think that was the best thing they did to me.
To digest.
Yeah, to digest the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without
made
it,
it-
it'd been
Without that, yeah.
trauma. You know.
And in another sense too, in a other sense, you know, we can look at it that because it's comical, some people wouldn't take it as serious. So that can work both ways when watching the movie.
Yeah.
Because if you're not informed, you know, about these things, or those are not things you look at, and some people say, oh, that's conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy
right.
theory.
So then some, you know, most people, then they'll probably just look at it as a comedy and never take in some of the things that are being shown.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah. So I don't know. I don't think I'm really gonna like ask questions. You know,
No,
like how
we're
I've
just
been.
gonna talk about the
Yeah, we're just gonna talk about the movie because it's just, you know, so many things to see if you're a watcher. You know, if you
You're a
see
watcher.
things, you know, right in front of your face type thing.
Yeah.
Boom. And so I think I started writing this the night we saw it. And then again, like I said, I watched it again this morning just to refresh my memory because time went by and CRS is strong. You know, I ain't want to be trying to remember too much. And so then I wrote more things this morning. So in the movie, this is one of the things that I wrote. They were spiking the food, the perm, the grape juice. They used the church, the music. These are all the things that they say control Black people. You know, I just thought it kind of. I don't know, because it's true. You know, all those things like
Are actually happening. Yeah.
Because remember we was watching the movie and when they were showing them at the restaurant eating the chicken.
The chicken, please.
And then you brought up when they did the Popeyes chicken.
Oh yeah.
And everybody was going crazy over this Popeyes chicken. You know, in line fighting for it because Popeyes had a chicken sandwich. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And and the impact it had on people.
On people.
You know,
and people
it's
was
like,
dead serious
why-
about
yeah.
getting in line for this chicken.
And right. And the fact that they don't realize that if it's like this, something is wrong.
Yeah.
You know, it should be just chicken. Our mama fries chicken. You know, it's fried chicken.
Okay, Chick-fil-A had a chicken sandwich.
Thank you.
Wendy's had a chicken sandwich.
So how come they come up with this?
Because Popeyes had a
recipe?
chicken sandwich, you know.
So what's up with this recipe?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you didn't see or didn't think that something might be wrong with that chicken, then you dead asleep.
Yeah.
You
And then when I finally tasted, it wasn't better than chicken sandwich.
Well, I'm glad I didn't.
Not
taste,
to me.
I was not gonna taste
I
it.
finally got to taste it, but it was after all the hoorah went down because I was like, why y'all killing yourself to be in line for a chicken sandwich? And I thought that too, which maybe didn't go. But you know, I was just watching everybody do it, and then I was like, okay, well, one of these days I'm gonna taste the chicken sandwich, and I'm gonna just see if it was.
Yeah.
And to me, it wasn't.
Right.
You know, it wasn't better than Chick-fil-A, and I think Chick-fil-A They put something in their chicken too.
I always say that.
Because their line is always off the chain, day, night.
Nobody peeking Chick-fil-A, but they on it.
Yeah, they
They on
keep
it.
their line long. Yeah, they got great customer service, but you know, to me, their chicken just kind of sweet. So it's kind of maybe like maybe some sugar or something in there to make you.
It's, I was gonna say, it's got something in it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chick-fil-A, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's not that thing.
I mean, just saying something
Not
like
that serious.
So and today, or the Popeyes thing, as far as the chicken, then the perm, then now you see that you could, dial in, call this 1-800 number if you've been diagnosed with something due to using the relaxers now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So in the movie, they was putting something in the perm. They was all falling asleep or whatever. And now here today, you can call this 1-800 number and help with this lawsuit against Dark and Lovely and all these and whoever else. I said, okay,
I'm not calling names.
crazy. And then in the church with the grape juice.
Yeah, we all going up there and get that communion. So everybody getting some of that grape juice.
Right.
And then go and start raving crazy. Just jump, everybody's jumping around. Everybody's speaking in tongues because, whatever is in the grape juice.
And then in the
bringing
music,
about that type of...
The music, and everybody knows about the music, whether people say it and they really mean something about it, or whether they're just saying it just for GP. Everybody can feel and tell that the music is weaponized against us, and it does have that power,
Yeah.
And in the movie, they use the music.
Yeah, that was another aspect of how they get to you in the subtle ways that they do,
Yes.
And
then the church itself.
And the church itself.
The church itself.
The pastors were clones.
Oh, so let me write.
The pastors were clones.
When they went to the church, this is what the pastor was saying. And when he started singing, he was leading the song. He was saying, he said, it don't matter if you're about to be evicted. It don't matter if you lost your job. It don't matter if your child, got gunned down by the police, la, 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 la. And he said, trust in me.
Right.
Is what the pastor said. Trust in me. And then after he said that, they put the beat on. The beat started playing.
And that was it.
That was it.
Everybody was caught up in that.
Everybody was dancing.
Yes. And that would...
So I said, oh my freaking God.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, and that word is really, to me, it's like a sight word. It's really okay, trust in God.
Because he didn't say trust in God, he said trust in me.
He said trust in me. And that is something that kind of crept into the church community where, my pastor says, and if I have a problem, you're going to run to the pastor. So, and it's all about what the pastor said and did, and that means something was in their Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? Something was in their non-alcohol wine that they give in, because, and it's not in the Bible. It wasn't, that's not in the Bible. What the Bible said was trust no man. Trust no man, trust in God. So that's a
big flip
situation,
yes.
And that also kind of hypnotized, kind of mind control words, so everybody in the church was mind control. I mean,
and everything. If you go to some churches, it's all about the pastor. I mean, the pastor and his wife, they get birthday parties and they get,
Right.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Yeah. And actually, we're just describing the reality. You know, it's all true things that are actually happening.
Actually happening.
You know,
actually happening. Actually happening. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually happening.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it would be like a wake up call to, you know, for people to understand these things are happening. We prefer not to acknowledge it because, you know.
But then you have to.
Because
and you have to make a choice.
Yes, and then and it can, like I said, be traumatizing. So you just want to block that out and laugh about it and just keep it moving.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. 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 Yeah, and church is a big thing. A lot of people are a lot of young people don't even dig the church. They can't dig the church. It's kind of like remember we went to the Juneteenth event, and it was the church was basically hosting it, and then when we came to set up, and the church was out there, it was only the older people in the church. It was no young people out there, and they were outside in the heat. They setting up tents and chairs and all that. No young people at all. It was like my age.
Yeah,
I'm 45 and 45 and up.
Yeah, we kind of looked at that and said, and it's funny how, you know, I think you noticed it. Mm-hmm. And it's funny how, you know, it's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah. And it's coming from this high school also. So why isn't there, you know? So why wasn't there younger people?
No younger people. And I think a lot of younger people just can't get into it because at this time, a lot of people
there is too much information.
Too much information.
About
they can't
everything.
Can't take
and
it.
They don't
like
know
that.
how to believe or what to believe anymore.
Don't know what to believe anymore.
It's just too much. Should I believe in the sky? Could I believe in the goddess?
Spirituality and this, and then you know,
and
and
with that,
so
that is like when they said in the Bible, let's go down and confuse them. That's the time when I'm thinking it's the Tower of Babel, when supposedly the devil said, let's go down and confuse them. So we were all one language, one thing. And now all of a sudden you talking and I can't understand you, and I'm talking and nobody can, you know what I'm saying? So everybody jumped, you know, like had a different language. So of course everybody's confused, and they're gonna have to go into their designated corners and go off and live.
Right.
So it's like that for the you know, for the kids. They don't really know what.
Right.
To choose what they're hearing.
What tamed us can't tame them.
No.
It doesn't tame them.
And some of them are quite, you know, I don't want to say indoctrinated, but some of them, are hard and strong in the church, you know, because that's a real big entity. Churches are not going anywhere just like that. You know, they can always be here and always do what they do because they have one method, and it's been working from the time they started it, and it's going to work till for the end of time. Because some people,
people will follow that program. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you right. So
we did the church.
Yeah. It was the perm, it was the grape juice, it was the chicken. It was. And it was
chicken was really funny.
The chicken was funny.
Yes.
The chicken was funny.
Because, what's his name? Fontaine. Fontaine.
Oh, yes.
He don't laugh. He's serious.
That's what.
He is the drug dealer on the block. You ain't not getting a smile off of him. He all about the money. And when they went they felt hungry and went in the chicken place. Man, he was cracking up laughing. Jamie Foxx was like, he's laughing. I've known this Negro all my life. I've never seen him laugh. What's up? And the girl, with her intuition, she's looking at everybody. Everybody's in there laughing. Everybody's just laughing stupid.
Yeah, Jamie
you know?
Foxx peeped that. Yeah, he peeped that. He
She
looked
did too,
around.
because she was looking at everybody. If you look at, she was looking at everybody, and then it was like, man, he's laughing. No, something's wrong.
Jamie Foxx.
Something.
He not the chicken. He said, "It's in the chicken. It's in the chicken." And they was like, "Oh shoot!" He was like, "Man." And then he told him the story. You know, when he had got that white powder when they went down underground.
Oh yeah. Right. Oh my God. Well, we haven't even reached the cloning part yet. But
Yeah,
we're
we haven't
giving
even
all
reached-
the
just
all the little
as
bits and
we just
pieces.
going as I wrote stuff down.
Right.
Yeah, but the chicken was funny, and Jamie Foxx, Slick Charles was his name. Slick Charles, he realized that, and he was like, "Oh man, they put it in the chicken." And then from there, they went to the beauty salon. That's when they realized they was putting it in the perm. And then when they went to the church, that's when they realized it was the grape juice.
Yeah.
And when they went to the club, when they came from underground, they came through the door and they was in
they
the
were
strip
in the
club.
club, yeah.
In the strip club, yeah. And then as they was going out, trying to get away, they witnessed how they used the
They switched the
music.
music on them, and everybody was just getting
And everybody was in a
kinda
dance.
hypnotized. Yeah.
No, not a dance, a trance.
Yeah.
And started to chase them like the zombie movie or some crap like
Oh
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
So the cloning part, how did Fontaine realize that he was cloned?
yes. So that was
That's
a trip in itself.
yeah.
That was a trip in itself.
basically that's kind of how the movie started, didn't it?
Yes, that's how It started. Because when the movie started, it just showed Fontaine being his everyday self, and he had to go.
Drug dealer, yeah.
Yep, he went to Slick Rick because Slick Rick owed him some money. Well, during the day he had ran somebody over. He called the boss.
Trying to collect. He was actually stealing his. No, you know what? He was saying you can't sell on this block.
Oh, yeah, that's what he said.
You
You
can't
can't
sell
sell.
here. Go.
So some territory type thing.
So he ran him over, broke his leg, and then he called his boss man, and so then that became a confrontation,
A
now
conflict,
for
yeah.
Fontaine and the other drug dealer. So also, that's when Slick Rick, that's his name?
Charles.
Well, that's when he stole
Money.
drugs. How he got the? Oh Lord,
No, he was short on money.
he was short on money. So
Slick Charles-
he stole somebody's money. Then that's
Who?
why Jamie Foxx came to him.
No, he didn't steal any money.
What did he do?
No, he stole money. He didn't steal drugs.
Okay.
He was short his money that he owed to Fontaine.
Right, yeah, because the girl didn't do what the Yo-Yo didn't do what she was supposed to do, so he was cussing her out.
So he
for
was
that.
short.
Okay, so then after Fontaine ran the guy over and did he take his drugs and money? Yeah.
I think he did.
And then he went to Jamie Foxx, and then Fontaine went to Jamie Foxx, and the girl was leaving. Yo-Yo was leaving. She left because
She was tired of it.
She was tired of it, and of course Fontaine. Did he break in the door?
Jamie opened it.
He opened it.
Slick Charles.
Yes. And so he got his money from,
Slick Charles.
and when he went back out to his car, That's when
Yeah.
he received the bullets. The other guy that he ran over now, his boss, came looking for Fontaine and caught him right there and killed him actually.
Killed him. Killed him. And Slick Charles seen it, and even Yo-Yo seen
Yo-Yo
it.
saw it, yeah.
So, after Fontaine had got killed, now Fontaine woke up.
He was home in his bed.
He was home in his bed, and he woke up,
And
and everything that happened
he didn't really remember.
portrayed to us, it was like a dream that Fontaine was having.
Yeah, because you remember, we said it's a dream. Oh, it's a dream. But
Yeah.
then, no, it's not a dream.
To us, it was a dream.
Right. But
to
no,
him,
but what we said was, because I remember saying, you know what, it's like Groundhog's Day. Remember I said that? Because
yes.
it keeps
Yeah,
repeating.
but that's what I'm saying. When he first woke up, to us, it was like, oh, it was a dream. But then when he started reliving the day, we knew it was Groundhog's Day. He still didn't know.
No.
He still didn't know. It was still it was a bad dream to him.
No, it was, but he knew something was not right that very day.
No, yeah, but
First time he woke up, but he had no details. He just couldn't figure
No,
out.
he didn't.
couldn't figure out what it was.
No, not now. Not when he woke up, because it was the first time now. When he woke up, it was just a bad dream. He was going on about his day. When he came out that grocery store, and after he poured some alcohol in that man's cup, he stopped.
He was having deja vu. That's how come he was feeling it a little bit, but then it's like, he wasn't sure about what it was, So where did he go when he left, when he woke up in his dream and he poured the drink in the cup for the bum that was sitting outside, Where did he go after? Who did he go to? And he went to Jamie?
He went to Slick Charles.
Yeah. Because he wanted to find out. He knew something happened.
No. So when he came out the store and he poured the alcohol in the guy's cup, he stopped and he looked down the street. That's when he saw himself coming. And then the black truck came and swooped up his clone.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, snap.
But that's what I'm saying. That's where he was kind of getting that type of feeling from the time he woke up. He woke up and he was like, is either he had the dream or whatever, because it was in his mind. But he didn't. He was feeling it in his regular day.
Because you know what triggered him? He saw the pizza box. When he had woke up the first day, he woke up and, he saw the pizza box that, remember, his friend brought him the night prior. The pizza box was already on the table. And he saw it, and that's what prompted him to go to whatchamacallit's house.
So that's what I'm saying. He began to get that deja vu feeling. Wait a minute, something happened, and something I'm missing something here. I gotta go figure out what that was.
Yep. He went back to go get the money that he didn't think he got the money.
Right.
Because he went when he got to
he didn't have all the pieces to it. Because too. What that says, we also get deja vu.
I know, I do.
We get deja vu and we just say, oh, it has a name, so, you just say, oh, it's just deja vu, but nothing is just life. Everything means something.
Right.
So the deja vu, I've been here before. I know this happened. I've been here before. So that was the part that they were also giving us to understand that when we come to that, into a deja vu moment, check it out. It's either your timeline switching, Or either
You
you
think it
coming
could be
back
like,
to a timeline.
to make a different choice? Because the first time you did it, you made a choice. And now you come back again, maybe you should be making another choice?
I think
What you
so,
think?
but if you think of how deja vu works, you are somehow, you know how it's said, well, you're living in different timelines. You know, you live in here, but another part of you is living there. There is sometimes maybe I think it's when like the timelines cross, where you get a glimpse of what happened to your other self in some other place, so you feel like I've done that before.
Right.
Because we are all having the same experiences.
Right.
Because we're the one person. So that's what I think that happens. You kind of jump timelines for a minute in your mind. And because when you get deja vu, it makes you stop.
Heck yeah.
Makes you stop.
I know I do. I'll be like, oh.
And you think, wait a minute, been here before. Did I dream? I used to say, did I dream that? Was it a dream? So that's how Fontaine was in the movie. But like from the pizza box, like you said, it let him know, no, something's up. So then he went to Jamie Foxx. And what Jamie Foxx said to him when he walked in the door?
He said,
Nigga.
you ghost from the Christmas past. Nigga, that's what he called him.
What he said, because you dead.
He said, you did.
You dead. I saw it. I saw it.
I saw it. And Fontaine still didn't believe him because he just wanted to come get his money.
Yeah.
And then when they both said the same thing at the same time, he tried to tell him, he said, man, I already know what you're going to say because we did this already. Then he said, let's go find Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo will tell you
Yeah.
that you...
Right. And when they found Yo-Yo, she confirmed the fact that Jamie Foxx, Fontaine had died. Yeah. So now he found out he's dead. He want to know, well, how come I'm still walking around? And so he started chasing anything that looked unusual.
And it helped him confirm because when he came out he saw his clone walking down the street and they swooped it up.
Yeah.
And they swooped it up. And so he knew what car to look for because Yo-Yo was telling him oh yeah, I saw the car, the people who shot you. He didn't go after that car. He went to go find the car of the people who swooped up his clone.
Yeah.
And so, that's how they found the house. And they went in.
Who was in the house before? Why he went in there? Somebody was in that house.
Yeah, when they went downstairs.
No, I mean before that, didn't he walk in the house?
No, nobody was there.
The house was empty. It was an empty house.
It was
on
an empty
the block.
house. Empty house on the block.
Yeah, and that's where they were cloning from that house, right? Because when they did go downstairs in the elevator, that's when they saw
a laboratory. A laboratory. And the one guy down there, the white guy with the afro.
No, yeah. He was the one that's dishing out the perms. He delivering to the hairdressers the perms. He's delivering the juice to the churches. He is just the distributor.
The white guy with the
of
afro.
all the things, all things bad. He was even running the chicken place. So it's well hooked up and organized. Everything is quite organized.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so they made it downstairs. But you know what? Down there up under that house, it wasn't really even cloning people down there. It was just like a trap house. You know what I'm saying? For the bigger
there were cocaine on the table like mad. Yeah.
And it wasn't cocaine. It was whatever.
That form of cocaine.
It was that stuff that they was putting in everything.
So you can add cocaine to the list.
Ooh.
Of things that is being tampered with.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because when Jamie Foxx
he saw it, that's the first thing he thought it was. He was like, yeah.
First thing he thought it was after he did like this tasted it.
He's like, he said,
Like, but then he started like tripping out.
Twitching.
Yeah, tripping out because it's like his circuits in his body was like malfunctioning. So
yes, and that's how he ended up.
took it. She did the same thing.
Oh, she did.
She saw some.
And you know what?
And she tasted that cocaine, and she was tripping out.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, and then and then Fontaine saw his clone down there.
because he was looking. They were looking at cocaine. He was looking for himself.
He was looking for
and
himself.
he found himself.
Yeah.
In that tube.
No. He was laying.
He was on the
In the house.
Yeah, because
He saw
they
the
were
clone.
working on him.
Yeah, he saw the clone that got shot.
Yes.
That's what he saw.
Yes, they were
That's what he
working
saw.
on him. Oh my God. Yeah, but they had many Fontaines.
Yes.
They tripled.
Yes.
Quadruple
At the headquarters,
clone,
which was under the church.
Fontaine. Yeah.
You could get the main hub was under the church.
Yes.
And the guy in front of the old man in front of the liquor store, you know, he would be your wino. Somebody might call him a bum, or the old head. You know what I'm saying? That person was the one that
He was the one sitting on the block that knew everything.
He knew everything that was going on.
He just knew everything. He
He
was
just-
like the oracle in this movie.
He was the oracle in this movie.
Yes, he was like, and he was telling them things all the time, but they wouldn't. People don't pay him no mind because he's a bum or he's a, you know, whatever, vagrant.
And here goes some of the things because I wrote that down this morning. 'Cause remember when we was watching it that night, we couldn't really hear. We was trying to turn it up. I don't know what was going on. It was like I don't know because we was talking or whatever. But today when I read it, when they went back to him because this is when they was trying to find Slick Charles. Remember he got in the back of the van and they pulled off and. They had lost him, so they was like, dang, where can we go find him? How do we find him? So that's when they went to the guy in front of the store. So one of the things he said to Fontaine and them, he said, you in the land of the blind. Young man, you in the land of the blind. Then he said, the big man will always point you in the right direction. Is one thing. So then he started thinking, and then it was like, church. And so then he said, then it was like, well, dang, there's so many churches. How do we know which church to go to? Then he said, when you're trying to get out of Babylon, where else do you go?
Yeah.
And so they went to Mount Zion.
The clue, the Zion. You go into Zion every time, just like
Just
the
like
Matrix.
in the Matrix.
Yeah. It's what did he say first?
Who?
The wino sitting at the liquor store.
In the land of, you're in the
Outside.
land of the blind.
The land of the blind.
You're in the land of the blind. Is what he said
Yes.
to him.
Yes. So, wow, because we're all functioning, moving around in the hood, blind to everything
Don't
that's
see.
going on. Don't know nothing. It's your hood, and you know your hood, and you know everybody.
But you don't
How
know.
come we don't know that all this is going on? You know what I'm saying? So and it's by design that you're kept in this. Your eyes are open, but you can't see. You know, and that's why Jesus said, "Who have eyes to see, let them see, and who have ears to hear, let them hear." So He's telling you, you are walking around blind. You're walking around blind. You can't hear. Nobody was hearing this old man as an elder telling them things as they pass by. You ignore that, you know? But he had
The knowledge. He
the
knew.
sauce, he had the tea, he was spilling it.
He was spilling it all the
Nobody
time.
wanted it.
Nobody
Yeah,
said-
it's falling on the floor, you know?
People stepping
And he's
over it.
still talking as people passing by. You know, he getting his little sip, so, you know, he
He'll keep
spilling,
spilling.
but you blind, you in the land of the blind. That was a deep thing he just said there.
He did it. And that's why I
Yes.
wrote it down. I was like, dang.
And then what else did he say?
he told him the big
big
man
man.
will always point you in the right direction.
Right. Who's the big man? God. Right.
God.
Right. And when you're getting out of
when you're trying to
Babylon,
get out of
because you in Babylon, really you in Babylon, walking around blind,
Where else you gonna
and
go?
who is going to help you to get out of Babylon? You don't want to go to that Zion. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go to the Zion that that they had to go to, that church. You know? But, you know, they went to Mount Zion, and Mount Zion was the place, the house of clones. Remember? You said it was at the bottom of the church?
Oh, the bottom of the church. Yeah, in the moving. In the moving. Yeah, but ain't Zion?
A good place?
Yeah.
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 But what would be the best place to hide an operation like that?
Right.
But under the church, and nobody
Right.
thinking
Right.
of anything going on there that is clandestine or whatever.
Right. But him saying when you're trying to get out of Babylon, where else you gonna go but to Zion? That was a good
Yes.
statement,
Right.
Even
But
though
but it had to be that,
Right.
Because he had to go to Zion,
Mount Zion
Right.
Church,
He
right,
had to go there.
right. So hold on, let me look at the camera real quick. Yep, and we're going.
What time is it?
I don't know.
We not studying the time.
2:32. 2:32. Well, we've been here for about an hour.
Okay.
A little over an hour. Okay. Yes. So yes, the guy in front of the store led them to the church, and
Right.
which was the headquarters of the whole operation.
And they had to get down in the elevator. They had to find the elevator, right? And they started looking for it, and so they turned in the church upside down trying to find that.
Oh, yeah.
To get. They knew there was an elevator, but they didn't know how to get it to open, and it was right behind, under the pulpit, or
Yep,
behind
it was under
somewhere.
the pulpit.
But when the elevator opened, who first got in the elevator? Fontaine? You're right. what Jamie Foxx did? He was like, I don't know about that now. I don't know
Both
where.
times they found the elevator. Fontaine got
He
in
is
first,
not
then the
willing to
girl.
No, you see the girl click out her stuff.
Yeah,
She
I said
was
first
like,
Fontaine, then the girl, and then
Yes.
both times Slick Charles was like, man.
She was
Down
and
for it.
you got to give her props in that movie, because she was not scared to get in the elevator. She was like on it.
Oh, okay, so she's the next point.
Oh,
that thing.
yes.
Yes.
She was.
So we can get the yo-yo.
Yeah.
We can get to yo-yo because she was very, very, very important.
instrumental in them doing what. When they were saying, no, we don't. She's like, we going in. We're going to this. We're going to that.
Yo-yo was the brave and the brains in the movie.
She was the brain.
That's what I wrote that night.
Yes.
Yo-yo was the brain and was brave in the movie. And you know what? Mom, remember we was young and we used to read all the time. What we used to read? We used to read the Babysitters Club's book, the Nancy Drew books,
Yeah.
the Beverly Clearly books. Them Nancy Drew books, she had a whole stack of them.
Oh, yeah.
Remember? She had a whole stack of them
Yes.
in her
and
room.
Yes. True.
And she was
And
like,
she was
like,
down for that.
My girl Nancy Drew. She said, my girl Nancy Drew, what she would do, she would analyze all facts and try to figure out this, that, and the other. She said, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. She got them together to start thinking constructively.
the detective.
If we are supposed to do something about what we're seeing, then we have to be
Be smart
constructive about it. Don't just, like Fontaine just want to take his gun and go and just can't do that. She had to actually drag him back from that thought he was having.
Yeah.
And
Because Fontaine, not Fontaine, Slick Charles was scared. He was ready to run.
scared.
Fontaine just wanted to take his gun out and shoot everything because that's what he did twice. When they went down, no, that's exactly what he did in the headquarters. Well, it was just the three of them down there,
and he gave Jamie Foxx the gun to the black guy, the white guy with the afro.
No. So
I'm just saying how they killed the. Remember they shot him?
They shot him too. But no. I was talking about how she.
Oh yeah, we're talking about
she. So she was like, the one that was thinking under pressure.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx was scared. Fontaine just wanted to shoot
everything up.
He just wanted to shoot, which is and which he did when they was under when they went to the headquarters. Remember, the whole operation was up under there, and it was just them three. They had stole the suits.
Oh Lord, yes.
And they was in the clone room, and he had just took his gun out and started shooting at the glass. That's how the headquarters got alerted that they was even down there, because they was in disguise. They were just walking around just like everybody else. But once he started shooting at the glass, because they had to get up out of there. So, but she was the one that was trying to say,
"What are you doing?
What are you doing? This is
Yeah.
Let's do this, and the other." The Nancy Drew books helped her to be the detective, even when they went to the when they was in the chicken spot.
Oh yeah.
And they realized it was a chicken.
Yeah.
Fontaine was like, "Let me go talk," because another white dude was in there with the afro. He was like, "Let me go in there and talk to him." She was like, "No, you can't go because your bedside manner ain't too great." She said, "Let me go. Let me do it." I did. So that's how she went in and started seducing the dude. And she saw the TVs where they was watching the whole town. She found the tape recorder. She played it, and it was taking notes of how the chicken was making everybody react and all that kind of stuff like that. So that's when she went back and told them.
Yeah.
So,
they were doing research.
Yes, doing research
on how the drugs and whatever was working.
And she was the one who wanted to take down the whole system.
Oh Lord, yes.
She was the one who wanted to take down the system. Fontaine was like, he said he was good with it. And then of course, Jamie Foxx, he was already just scared. He was just like bumping. Because he was
to go back to business as usual.
He wanted to go back to 1975 when he was player of the year, some crap like that. He was stuck in that time frame. In his dress, in his mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's where he was stuck at.
Right. And that was kind of for the writer that wrote the script. That was kind of, because as you said it now, it's saying something else also. It's saying that we all have our own individual life. And sometimes, we are stuck in our life. So we are blind to anything that's happening in the now. We don't see it. We don't want to hear it. Oh, I don't want to hear that. Oh, you always talking something stupid. Shut up. Them types of ways, because you stuck in yourself and what's happening to you on a daily basis, and that's the meaning of being awake.
She was woke.
Aware. She was very much awake.
She was the woke one.
Yes.
Even though she was a prostitute, she was woke.
Yeah.
Because what did she mention when she was leaving Slick Charles? The blockchain.
Crypto. Yes. Crypto, blockchain.
She said, I'm going to invest in crypto. The blockchain is the next thing. That's what she said.
Yeah. And that was that is how the movie was kind of giving you everything in this one time frame, you know. So you
Because
in the 70s,
it was a mixture of yes, you know, it was 70s. The cars they was driving. Slick Charles himself was stuck in the 70s. But
and he especially being stuck in the 70s, that's where some of us, our minds
Pimping.
Where you just rotating. I could say rotating, but you repeating just the same lifestyle all the time. You're living in that life all the time.
Right.
You made no changes in anything.
Yes.
You was born on the block right here.
Yes.
And you know, you could talk to
as
everybody.
time is going
and
on,
time is
but
you are still
the
there
same.
on
You're still the same, because Slick Charles was talking about 1975 Players Ball winning and all this kind of. But they was in the 2000s. They was talking about Tupac, SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Yo-Yo had an Android cell phone. They was riding around in old ass cutlasses or whatever. But when they followed the van to the church or whatever,
The van was
a
Obama's black car. Remember when Obama came into power? You didn't see he didn't have like a limousine. He had those trucks. The same truck that drives around the block and pick up people to be cloned or whatever.
Yeah. They were blacked out trucks.
Yes.
Blacked out trucks. Yes.
Yes.
They were driving those blacked out trucks. The
And
van
that's
was a
why
new
they
van.
were so. It was easy to see because at that time all the cars on the block was, like you said, from
Newer.
the 70s. No, but when they pull up and when they come to pick up even Jamie, you know, it was from not Jamie, Fontaine when he got shot.
It was a
black
GMC truck.
car, that black car is like, and it seems like everybody knew. They see these black cars.
Yeah, and they just think it was people with money.
Yes.
They just think it was Duke boys.
People with money.
They would just think it was like a hired drug lord or something, pulling up and just snatching people. You know, they did notice the truck, but they put it off as something else.
Something
you know,
else.
maybe
Right.
people with more money than they were.
Right.
Yeah. So those cars was up to date. Like I said, Yo-Yo had an Android phone, but when she called Slick Charles, he had some little flip phone. At least he had a cell phone, but it was a flip phone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so these are the things I'm noticing this morning. So remember when Fontaine ran over the guy, he put out a cell phone, and when he called his boss, the boss picked up a house phone.
Yes.
The phone with the cord. Where they lived, the house that Fontaine lived in, and even the drug dealer boss that he had called, he picked up the phone. Their house was like so dated.
Yes.
The TV they was watching was dated.
Everything
the refrigerator,
was back 60s,
everything was
early
back
70s,
60s.
yes.
You know what I'm saying? But they're in a strip club, and is 2000s music, playing, and so it was just the back and forth, or the mixture of the both of the time period in the one movie at the same time. But I think that was portraying timeline,
like what you said, timeline jumping. You know?
Yes,
it is, and I always couldn't formulate it in my mind and say, okay, you jump in timelines. Okay, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Also, it's like the Mandela effect. That
the
people
Mandela
keep
effect?
Yes, because in that jumping at the timeline, you could change things. Just like, when they jump, what's his name? Fontaine. He wasn't dead, So
like you were saying, time is moving on.
Yes,
but you ain't.
You're not.
You're not. You know what I'm saying? You know, he didn't even realize. Fontaine didn't even realize his mama wasn't there until so late in the daggone movie.
Wow, because because if you check out Yo-Yo's mentality, she in the future. She got crypto and blockchain and all of that.
But she
in her
was dressed like
system.
Foxy Brown, because
Right.
that's what the old dude called her when she walked up, Foxy Brown. But that's how she was dressed.
Right. And then
But her mind
if
was
you look
forward.
at right, so you look at Jamie Foxx, you could see where his mind was, where he was stuck, and how she was forward thinking, very much awake, and you know, so they give this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Who is
Yo-Yo was it, you know.
Yes.
She was it. She wanted,
Respect
and
for
she wanted to
Yo-Yo.
blow the cover off, and she wanted to say,
Yeah.
you know, what we gonna do, this, that, and the other.
she's what we gonna do.
And even when Fontaine and Slick Rick backed out, she still was gonna do something. Remember,
But on her own,
she dressed.
That's when they snatched her off the street.
Yo, the other prostitutes, she was looking like Carmen Sandiego. You remember that show, Mom? We used to watch that. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? We used to watch that, boy. We used to
Every
love
evening
that
after
show.
school.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
She got her little backpack.
She had the hat on and everything.
She's the explorer.
And she tried to mail that letter off to the New York Post or whatever.
Yes,
and then she
and
got
they
snatched
caught
up.
her.
But she
She got snatched. Thank God they didn't clone her.
And Kalia pointed that out. You know, she was the only one that didn't have a clone.
No,
She did not have a clone. I was like, oh.
she didn't have a clone. They didn't clone because of her cover. See, if we take her mind, where her mind is, crypto, blockchain, future, oh, I'm leaving this and I'm going to do that, you know? But in a sense, where she placed herself in the timeline of where they are, Jamie Foxx, she's a prostitute. So who wants to clone a prostitute? They're like dime a dozen. You could get a prostitute 1,000,000 times. So that was her cover. That was her cover.
And you know what?
Because
the white dude told her that. Told her that when remember when he made Fontaine grab her when they was out in the street after they got out of the strip club. They tried to get away in the car. The car broke down. They got out, and my man pulled up. The white dude pulled up with the other Fontaine clone, but his name was Chester.
Oh yeah.
His name was Chester.
Damn Chester.
And
Excuse me,
yes.
Chester.
Was the name. And so the white dude was giving them choices, and then Fontaine was like, okay, well, how about choice number 3? And he, of course, pulled his gun out to try to shoot the white guy. And then that's when he yelled that name, Olympia Black. Once he yelled Olympia Black, Fontaine froze, Jamie froze, and Chester froze. And then all the people out there froze because they were all clones. So then she was like, oh shit. So then he told Fontaine to grab her. Yeah. First grab her, he grabbed her, then he brought her down to the ground and, pointed the gun at her, this, that, and the other. I can't remember where I was going with that.
You were saying that, I know you were saying she was the only one that wasn't cloned because...
Oh, yes. So when he had her down and he had pointed that gun at her, and she, the white guy came and told her, these dudes are expensive. You're a dime a dozen. That's exactly what he told her.
There you go. So that's why she could get to roam the streets Nobody's studying her. Police, nobody's studying her. So her disguise.
But it was funny though.
But she was well educated too, wasn't she? Somehow.
Yeah, she was educated because she read them books. She read those books in her room, and she was smart, and she had all those awards hanging on things. So she was smart from the time she was in school. But yeah, that white guy told her that exact thing that you just said. The diamond that she said. He told her that.
But she's a prostitute.
So
that says a lot for the strippers, the prostitutes. They know a lot. To me, their eyes. Then she is saying, those eyes are more on the ground than anybody else. They see who coming, they know who coming, they know, they know
This
their
is true,
cars.
because they always went
know
to
everything.
the girl with the pink hair. Anytime they needed to know something, they went to her. And she was like, maybe I seen it, maybe I did. Yes.
Yeah, she was about her money.
Yes. When they needed to know something, they went to her or the old man in front of the store. Those two people had the information.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Yo-Yo was like the hero and
the shero.
The shero.
Yes.
And cuss Fontana out, so to speak. Because when she came to his house, I'm like, okay, well, what we gonna do?
He said he wasn't gonna do anything.
He wasn't gonna do nothing. And she was like,
he said, hey, this is happening every day.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I'm good. I'm cool with it. That's what he said. I'm good with it. That's what he said. And then she was like, well, maybe the next Fontaine won't be a P word.
Right.
And he said, yeah, maybe.
Right.
And then,
but what really broke him down was his mom. Remember when?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Remember when he don't ever. I'm like, how come we never see his mom? But he's talking to her through the door all the time.
And
I
thought of that this morning too as well.
There is a hidden meaning behind that.
Yes, because it was a single mother home, just like in the hood. And I thought of, I was thinking about that. It was, the single mother home thing. I said, okay, well, that's going on. Then I thought about Fontaine, him really not having any adult supervision or any connection to anybody or anything.
His mom was there, but she was not
But she wasn't there.
That was what they were trying to.
And when he knocked, that's what he was looking for. When he asked her, Mom, can you come out?
Right. I want to see you. And he was just crying there. And so he decided, wait a minute. And his mom is saying, yeah, baby.
I'm watching my stories.
Yes.
That was dated too.
Yes.
That was dated too.
Yeah, and that went on a lot in families.
He
it
was
went on a lot.
A baby or young. What was he bringing her to eat, Mom?
Was it peanut butter jelly something?
Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with the crust off the bread. Who eat that? Children.
Kids, yeah.
Children. So he didn't even know what, he didn't have anything else to bring his mom because that's all he knew how to make.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody.
And that's yeah.
He didn't have anybody to show.
So he stuck in time with that peanut butter jelly sandwich he bringing to his mom. He's still a child. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, he sure was.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he broke down and cried, he was a little boy wanting his mother. And when he broke open that door, there was no mother. There was nobody there but a tape recorder.
A tape recorder.
And that really, that messed him up. That was it. He was ready to kill and shoot again.
Yeah.
And so he decided to go and take on all of what was going on in the streets.
And then another thing to that was, usually, and I don't want to say usually like I know that, but that theme, something happening to a family member causes that male to be like, okay, I'm about to take on this. I'm about to handle this business.
Right.
he lost his brother, so that was always with him. But no mama, oh, it's a done deal. Now we're going to take down the society.
That's it.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
That was
Yeah.
his event.
Right.
In the hood is usually when if something happened to their mama.
Oh Lord.
That's the end of the
Mama. Oh my God. That's
If something happens to
Yeah, no.
mama, it's a done deal.
Yeah.
Because even when he they devised the plan to get underground, Fontaine went to the other drug dealer guy, and he told him, this is going on. He said, just think your mother and your grandmother,
Yeah.
they're here,
Yes,
and they have to live
and they
here.
have to live with that. Yeah.
So it was the mother,
Yeah.
the matriarchy thing that was like, let's fight for that.
Look, that's what it is, and that's something unique to Black American males, and maybe all males. Their mother they hold her up in high esteem, and sometimes the mother is not even all of that. But for some reason, males are very attached to their moms, just like girls are attached to their dads. But girls don't make a big big
Right,
deal.
we're not
Say,
going to
"Well,
war
I'm a
over
daddy's
it."
girl. Yeah. But the rappers, any black man that gain a little bit of money, my mama gonna be good. That's the resin, and that's a song that you hear coming out.
Right.
So I think when the other drug dealer, like you said, did hear, hey, your mama's here, your aunties, everybody's here, what are we gonna do about it? So that's when he told him, okay, they decided to really, because he didn't believe Fontaine was alive either at first, remember? He was like, I killed you.
Right.
I know I killed you. You
Right.
dead.
Yeah. When they were at the barbershop, at the beauty salon, right? Because that's when it came.
So they had to show him again that even though you shoot Fontaine again, I'll try to kill him, he's coming back tomorrow. So they set him up for Fontaine like a new day, and started the whole scene all over again. Because first he asked him, tell him all of what was going on, and he didn't believe that.
Oh, you talking about the end? Oh, how they got up back up under there? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, but that was part of that was when they showed us him talking to the other drug dealer guy. That was part of the whole setup thing. I was like, oh my freaking God.
Yeah.
It was so.
Yes.
And I don't know
because
why. I don't know why I didn't see it. Because
He had to let the guy see that the cloning thing was real, because he killed Fontaine before when he came back. So now he said, let him shoot me again. Remember the girl, and they all were part of it. And when he came in and he was talking to the other drug dealer, I think either he said shoot him or he shot him himself. He shot Fontaine again.
Yeah.
And the next day, boom, Fontaine was back, and he said, "Well, it's okay. So you believe me now? What are we gonna do?" And that's when he was like, "Oh yeah, we got to do something."
But you know what? So when they and another thing that made them really have to go at the establishment, they realized that they had got Yo-Yo.
Oh yeah,
They realized that Yo-Yo was taken because they were looking for, and they went to the pink girl, the pink haired girl again.
and she went through
She
her
was
line.
like, maybe I saw her, maybe I did. So they paid her. She was like, oh yeah, she came through a little Carmen San Diego stuff. And then, the car swooped her.
Yeah, but then she said, she's the one that said, is the rich on the block or something like that.
Yeah, the rich
because-
niggas on the block.
Yeah, that
got
picked her up. And in that black car. So then Fontaine realized, his body got snatched from that same black car.
Yes. And I thought it was really cool. Not cool, but who came up with the plan to get Yo-Yo. It was Slick Charles. Slick Charles came up with the whole plan on how to get Yo-Yo, because of course Fontaine was just gonna go to try to find a way to get up and go blasting. And Slick Charles was like,
Oh, yeah.
no, you know, they
Yeah.
got a whole army.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna talk about. He came up with the whole plan of
Getting
he had to get shot again. He had to get killed. He had to make them believe he was killed. He had to get put underground. And when he was gonna go underground, he was gonna everybody up top was gonna rally. And it was smooth how he let Fontaine and everybody know that, okay, we're gonna come up with this plan, but one, we being watched, so we have to let them see everything that they be seeing every day. We had to make our plan undercover. So they had Fontaine run up on the guy that he ran over. He ran up on him and threw up against the wall and gave him the money and said, hey, I need to talk to your boss.
Right.
And then he went back, he said, no, talk to you. And so
Yeah.
then they was using the prostitutes to pass the information. You know, it was like they was in the car passing the information between Jamie Foxx, Fontaine, and what you call it. So
Yeah.
then I thought it was so funny.
Yeah, we wanted this one.
I thought it was so funny how. So the other drug dealer dude and the guy who
With the
got
broken
ran
leg.
over, they was in the car rehearsing that part.
I didn't see that.
I didn't see it either. I didn't see it till this morning. So remember when Fontaine went to the guy, the other drug dealer, and we're gonna call him Chris. He went to Chris and was telling him, you know, hey, this is that and the other. And then Chris said to him, so you trying to tell me some the science motherfuckers are under us cloning black people? That's the part they was rehearsing in the car. So he's sitting there with the book, and so he's in the passenger seat, his homeboy in the driver's seat, and he's like, so you mean to tell me some the science guy? He said, nah, man, you gotta make that believable. So you mean to tell me? He said, yeah, that's it. He was like, yeah, that's it. Because it was rehearsing. Ooh, my bad. It was rehearsing.
One line.
Ma, rehearsing that part. I said, yo, I didn't even notice that. They was in the car rehearsing it. And so
It's showing you levels of mindset.
So they was like, yo, everybody was in on the game. Everybody was playing the part. The prostitutes, you know, they was acting like they was doing what they do. You know, everybody was working together to accomplish the mission.
That one thing.
One thing. And it worked. And he got in, and, you know, Fontaine kept himself under control when he went down, you know.
Boy, it to me, where did I see that? But in the movie,
Overall theme was that we have to save ourselves. No one is going to help us.
no one's gonna help us. I was gonna say, it's not. Well, maybe Wakanda was, I don't know. But it's not every time in a movie that we get to triumph over just the whole thing that was happening to us.
Oh, yes.
You know? Because these things were happening to us in the movies. And if you ask anybody, it's happening in real life, you know, because we can point things out that was really in the movie.
Really happened.
Yeah. So it's not very often. So when you see the brothers coming, you know, car behind cars, guns out,
that's what he said. He said, I got the hood behind me. I got the hood behind me.
Yes. And they went downstairs in that lab and tore that up.
Said, excuse me,
took
brother.
care of business.
Excuse me, brother. Can you show us the elevator to get to the underground cloning thing, and we'll have to be out there.
That was Jamie Foxx.
That was Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, so
that's
it. The movie was funny. It was funny.
It was. And so a couple of other things that I noticed too. The movie was type. The location of the Glen seemed to be somewhere up north, maybe in like Chicago or somewhere.
One big
But
city.
Fontaine's, most of the guys that he was with, that was, when they went back to the house and they bust in, they was from the South. He was like, hey, shout it, da 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 da. His slang was so Southern draw. My man that kept holding that little fan,
Yes.
he was from the South.
He had his own little gang. Wait a minute.
He was from the South.
So it's like, that says that maybe people came from different places. It creates that.
From the South.
Yes.
In the South.
That blend of people from everywhere.
Yeah, and I had noticed that the night that we watched it, I said, well, dang, why Fontaine from the North? But my man here, he was strictly from the South, man. You could just tell. A couple of other people, when they talked, they had the Southern draws. I'm just like, I noticed that. I said, okay, well, they got everybody. And then even when they, even when all the clones was free and it was, and the news people was there, and the white guy was doing that newscasting, here come the black dude, man, they cloning people around here shouting. Hey man, what, they cloning people shouting. He was recording it. I said, okay.
With his phone, recording it. Yeah.
I just noticed that, especially when, his friend had that Southern dialect, and then the other ones did. They had the down south mentality. He had the northern mentality of a black guy.
So they hook up.
Yeah.
And they took care of business. That's the part I liked most of all, because oh my God, could we win sometimes?
Yes.
Can we?
Yes. And we won in this movie because
and maybe that was what they say. And the moral of the story was.
Oh.
And the moral of the story was.
We have to save ourselves. No one is gonna help us.
That's it. And
also,
what do you have to do? We have, it's a coming together of different minds, different blends. No, we're not all the same, but we all living under that thing, so we're not saying to go out there and have a riot, but as far as the movie was concerned, I think it let us know that, for me, this is really happening, because I could say, oh yeah, the chicken, look at how we just walking around in this blind state, or you see all the different nuances that was in the movie, that kind of like subliminal things, and you get it if you're awake.
Subliminal and overtly in your face at the same time.
And in your face. But that's how it works. That's how it, So that was a very good movie. I think everybody should go look at it.
Okay, wait.
Yes.
Two more things that we gotta talk about.
Okay.
So, that white guy that
didn't they shoot him at the beginning?
No, they shot him at the end.
No. When they first went down and was going through the cocaine.
No, but that was a different white guy.
Oh, they all look the same because they all was wearing afro.
Okay, but I'm about to tell you about the white man with the afro. Next, the white guy that was in the car with Chester when they pulled up outside. Of course, so he was a middleman, right? He was a middle boss. So he's the one that, remember, he was the one that told Yo-Yo, oh, you're a dime a dozen. These men are the money. They cost money, and I'm gonna get to you why. But he said a few things.
I peeped it. Go ahead.
But he said a few things, in his dialogue. He said, so of course he was letting them know that they was there experimenting, and they had to keep you know, the hood,
hood.
in order to keep
All the time.
America together.
Yeah.
And if he didn't, then America would fall apart. America would not be able to be what it needed to be. In other words, is what he was saying. So and I wrote down, you have to keep a bottom class in order for the upper class to stand on.
Yeah.
And then that reminded me of that. And this is the second time when you said this now. The bottom is the most important part.
Yeah.
You said that to me another time. I think we talked about a barrel and the picture of the barrel, and it was on the black people back or something like that.
Yeah, I remember us talking about that.
We are the most important part.
Yeah, of course, because any organized movement or anything like that comes, that we know what they call it, grassroots. You know, so yeah, that is the grassroots that can make it happen, because the grassroots would not be influenced by, oh, I'm going to give you a job in this office or a place in there. And, you know, educated people don't want to be also with the grassroots. So, but the grassroots always come and save. Yeah.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. And then also the bottom class is, in general, no matter where, is important for the upper class.
Yeah, as a stepping stone.
Yes.
As a stepping.
Yes.
As
So
a
we
stepping
are
stone.
the most important part, even though we're at the bottom, and it's not a good place to be.
Yes, but people. Yes,
It is
without that.
without that bottom,
Yes.
there's no top.
Nope.
There's no top.
There's none.
There it go again.
Yeah.
There it go again. We are the most important part. The bottom is the most important part in the society.
And but the white guy said it. And he say something to the effect of the hood have to remain the hood.
It has to be. That je ne sais
So
quoi is
this-
needed.
yes.
Oh my God, that's what he said.
He did say that, didn't he?
He said je ne
Yes.
sais quoi. Okay.
So this, because foundation, you could change the name from bottom to foundation. I think I had used that word. Foundation. A house cannot stand without a foundation.
Without a foundation.
You know? And their job is to let you know the foundation don't mean crap. The bottom don't mean nothing. You
Even
know?
though it's the most important
Even
part.
though it's the most important part. When a man building a house, if you don't have a foundation, you don't have a house.
You don't have a house.
So, yeah, and I think the moral of the story is we are very important.
We are very important.
Can I get a fan and just, you know, very important.
Yes.
Very important to the, what he said, the uplifting and the holding of society, American society.
Yeah. Keeps America together.
We make everything rock.
Now, next thing. This explains the white guys with the afro. So remember when Fontaine,
Oh Lord, don't tell me they are the
the other one,
call them the Uncle Toms. They're not.
you know what? They could have been the Uncle Toms, but
Yeah.
no.
The light skinned Uncle Toms.
Yes. Oh, but no, it wasn't them.
The
It
white
wasn't
guy
them.
with the wig, the afro. Come on.
So remember when Fontaine, the clone Fontaine, made it all the way inside and met the real Fontaine. Right? And
Oh, that was deep. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
yes, so he met the real Fontaine. So I don't know if I should tell people that, but he met the real Fontaine, where all the other clones came from. So when we watched it that night, I was hearing, but I wasn't hearing what the conversation was between
the both of them.
between
I
the
didn't hear it clearly either.
This morning, when I watched it again, so the real Fontaine, his job, well, his vision was to have black people assimilate and turn into white people.
Oh, the Dr. Fontaine.
Yes, the real Fontaine.
The real Fontaine.
The real Fontaine. Every Fontaine
and
that
he
we saw
was
in the
the
movie.
one that keep cloning himself.
Yes, he started cloning everybody. He was the one that started the whole program to clone everybody because his younger brother got killed.
Yeah.
And the police left him, again, a police brutality, left him on the concrete to die. You know. So that triggered him to, I'm thinking maybe how he can help black people, you know, not be the bottom class no more.
Right.
And I'm guessing his vision was black people got to become white people. So they're cloning.
The skin, the color.
To change the
They're taking
skin
out
color.
the melanin.
Taking out the melanin
Yeah.
of the black people. The white people with the afros are the clones. They were clones. And he told Real Fontaine, told Clone Fontaine that they're clones. He said the hair is the hardest thing for him to try to tame in the cloning process. That hair would not occur.
Okay.
Keep your natural hair. Because they can't beat that with a stick. They can't beat that with a stick. He said that's why they still had. So every white person was a clone. It used to be a black person, got cloned down to a white person, but they could not get rid of that freaking hair.
Dang.
I said, ooh.
So.
Ooh.
Won't he
And
do it?
that's what saved. Remember, that's what saved Yo-Yo too when they put that perm on her hair.
That hair, boy.
It was a wig on top. You know, so maybe
they're thinking they're getting at her hair, but she was wearing a wig. She just pulled it off, and it's like
so her natural hair, and that's probably why she was so for it, because the perm wasn't touching her natural hair.
Yeah.
Everybody else was getting perms and all that kind of stuff, and she had her natural hair. That's why she was able to think forward.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes, that's part of it. Your hair, your diet. Once you stop doing stuff to your hair and you change your diet and you change yourself, it's a whole new world. You know. So wow.
Yeah.
But
that was the real Fontaine's goal, and he probably, and again, I'm gonna say like maybe Martin Luther King, getting along. He was thinking would be the best route for black people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not funny, but so did that guy that they almost beat to death, and then he says, "Can we all just get along?"
Oh, tomorrow, Ronnie King. Yeah. So assimilation was the real Fontaine's goal. Have the black race assimilate. Then he said assimilation is better than annihilation. That's what the real Fontaine said. Assimilation is better than annihilation.
Serious.
Yes.
That's a serious statement there.
Yes, and you know what? And so he said that because while I was watching this line, this phrase right here was on the wall, and it was on the side of the vehicles that they was riding in under the headquarters. Winning the race of the future. Winning the race of the future. So that made me think, okay, well, there's a race going on. Who you racing against? Is the white people. Who y'all racing against?
Yeah.
You know, white people
It's
against
just-
black people.
It's just funny though. The fact that it ended up being a black person behind this whole cloning thing.
Behind the cloning thing.
Yeah.
I didn't think
Why
of
is that?
I didn't think of that. That ain't a twist.
That's a twist because I mean, his reason might be, what they call it, some kind of humanitarian thoughts that he
black-centered
had, which was a little bit warped. But, why is it back to where you come from? Why is it back to a melanated person, that is really doing all what is wrong? Because it's wrong no matter your reason. Right. So he was somehow
helping, or back to a black person helping the man, because he still wasn't top. He said he told real Fontaine told fake Fontaine, after his brother was killed, you know what I'm saying, he came up with this and he presented this to them. He presented this idea and they backed him to start this.
doing that.
Mm-hmm. So he wasn't overall in charge, but this program,
maybe
he was in charge of his program, which was, turning black people into white people.
The white people. Yeah. Well, good luck with that. I don't see. He's stuck at the hair, but he's stuck, period, because I don't see how you could do that. But you never know. It's probably possible, but I'm going to give God the hand on that.
It's just not
don't
going
tamper.
down.
It's not going down. It's just not going to go down. He said the hair, but the whole thing isn't happening. They will drink that juice, dance in church, and go home. You know what I'm saying? We just need a little more information. Some people stuck, in their timelines, and is not really looking at the information properly. So I'm hoping that movie opens some eyes, wake up some people. Don't walk around blind, because then you are, let me see what it's called, the living dead, zombies, whatever, so. But I think as for where we are right now, the movie, I think everybody could kind of relate to it. We can say, oh yeah, but
one last thing.
when are we gonna
Olympia Black.
wake up?
Olympia Black. Olympia Black.
Olympia Black.
So
Go ahead.
in the movie,
Yeah, touch her. She is the magic woman.
when
Excuse me.
yes mom,
She the magic woman.
in the movie, when the white guy made everybody free, all the clones freeze, he was able to freeze all the clones by saying Olympia Black. So I Googled it, and Olympia Black is a science fiction author. Olympia at olympiablack.com. You can go there and you can look, and so I don't know. I really didn't dig deep to look if it was really a woman, if it's a man, or anything like or an image of Olympia Black. But the website is real. The bio said that science fiction author, and the books are about the human race mixing with AI and aliens and all like that. So you can buy the books to read. You can listen to it on audio through SoundCloud that I saw as I was clicking through the website. There's a newsletter. I subscribe to the newsletter, so I'm just going to see what it's about. But Olympia Black is not made up as far as made up in the
fiction.
movie. Yeah,
It's real.
Is real.
So
Just look,
Yeah.
look up Olympia
Yeah.
Black. But it was the,
Yeah.
I don't want to say password or the code word. But
Right. You know what came to my mind
what's that?
when you said Olympia Black and everybody froze. You know, it. I don't know why. Some kind of trying to find a different word. Esoteric, magic. You know, witchcraft, if you could so be. That is also a arm or a leg or a part of the whole thing, the whole thing. You know, because the name.
Yeah, the name has that feel.
Has that vibe to it, and then it's coming from a dark place. You know, it to me is coming from a dark place, and which means it's much more than.
It's powerful.
Yeah, it's powerful.
It's powerful.
Yeah.
And it's definitely powerful because it is the word that made everybody freeze.
Everybody.
It
So
was the
can
phrase.
you imagine
Olympia
that?
Black.
Yeah. So, that is the major twist, you know, in the movie. But the movie said a lot, and I think when we looked at it and the movie was over, we were kind of struck. You know what I'm saying? Remember, we had nothing real to say about it at all. We were like, well, yeah, it was okay, haha, you know.
Well, I was thinking.
I really wasn't thinking about it in any way, you know, cause it wasn't hitting me. None of it was really hitting me. You know, I just like when I said, oh, that's deja vu, or this is the chicken and stuff. You know, it's like, okay. Yeah,
like
that's done.
else.
All right, everything, you know. Oh, the Popeye chicken. That's not news. You know, whatever. So it didn't seem like it had anything of substance when you first look at it. Yeah, you got to look at it twice. Or you have to have a conversation about it. And then you would see where the subliminal things would start coming out. Things that you didn't pay any attention to. Yeah, so that's to me, yeah, you got to look at it twice. You know? And really, it'll start coming out to you. You know? So it's a very good movie. I think whoever put the whole thing together, they really dug deep to present it in the way they did. Yeah. I say, well, what we say, kudos to them. You know, it was that young black man. Yeah, he's in his what? He's in his 30s or his 40s?
I think he was in his 30s.
Yeah, he looked like a baby, don't he? Yeah, but that's the movie. What?
Here we go. One last thing. When they was interviewing, when the news people was interviewing the crew that went down under there, he was like, yeah, man, now we know when we see double, we know it's trouble.
When they see double, what?
They see two of you. If we see double, we know it's trouble.
Yeah, okay.
We know it's trouble in the town.
Yeah. But I just saw you over here.
Yeah.
Why are you, how come you coming from over there now? You were just, how you did?
When we see double, we know it's
Watch out.
trouble.
Wow. Yes. Boy, I'm telling you, we have language. We have that on our side. We could speak a whole new language that nobody would understand. That's really, really great. So, is that it? Did we cover the whole movie? I'm very
There's two little
excited.
things at the end, but you know, that's okay. We can let it
We
go.
don't have to. Okay. So, yes.
So, thank you for joining us. As we talked about this awesome movie.
Yeah, this was a good one. It was worth the time going through it like that, you know, because like I said, we could have, I know I missed the whole thing at the beginning, you know, for what it
Right.
So go see the movie with
Yes.
friends and then talk about it
Yes.
because it really means something to us as melanated people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, in closing, we'd like to
We'd like to
wish you joy,
everyone
peace, love, and abundance. Now go and conquer your day. Blessed love.
blessed love.